Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillahi amma ba'd. So inshallah, we are in the last part of our text of Salah. So as you can see on the screen that this is the most common dua which people recite after Salawat Ibrahimiyya in their tashahud. So inshallah, today we'll do the analysis of this dua. So let's begin. So the first word is Rabbi. Now, with regard to this term Rabbana or Rabbi, we have discussed one point that there is an implied Ya which we call Harfun Nida. Harfun Nida, calling particle. So it is employed before Rabbana or Rabbi. That is one point, and that point is applicable here as well. Secondly, now if there was employed Ya, then it should be Ya Rabbu. Ya Rabbu, normal. Okay. And if it was my Rabb, then Ya Rabbi. Ya Rabbi. And don't forget that point which we have discussed already multiple times, that the one being called, if that is a mudaf ilay, as Rabbana or Rabbi, okay, then the mudaf part becomes nasab. One more time, the one being called, if that part, one being called, is your mudaf ilay, as in the case of Rabbana or Rabbi, then the mudaf part will become nasab, as in the case of Rabbana, the first part, the mudaf part, Rabba, is in nasab status. Why? Because of this principle, right? Now, if we apply that principle, then this should be Ya Rabba, but it is Rabbi. It isn't, it looks like in jar status, right? Now let's understand that when you see like this Rabbi, what is actually happening? Look at this one. It was Ya, calling particle, and then Rabba plus Yi. Okay, so this was your Munada, the one being called. It is a common feature in the Quran that sometimes Quran shorten the words, and that is what has happened here. This Ya has been deleted, even though it is in the meaning, but from the actual text, it is deleted. And in order to still present this thought that there's a Ya at the end, this Fatha of Rabbi has been changed with this Kasra, which means that instead of Rabba, it has been made Rabbi, because there is no other explanation that why do we have Rabbi, which means that Rabb in jar status. So this is how it all happened. It was Ya Rabbi or Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi with Ya at the end. Okay, when sometime Quran removes that ending Ya, in order to still capture the meaning of Ya, this Fatha of Rabba is changed into Kasra, and in this way Quran captures that it is actually Rabbi, my Rabb or my master. So this will be the explanation of that why it has here Kasra. Clear? So, but still what we always say, that this Rabbi is Munada. It is Munada, and at this place there's an implied Ya, and Ya is called Harfun Nida. Let's move on, and we have discussed multiple times that in the sentence we do not give any labels to Munada. We simply call it is Munada. Okay, inshallah, I will explain one more point regarding the Munada in a bit of time. Okay, so next word is, the actual word is Aj'alni. But when we connect, we say Rabbi Ja'alni. So this part and this part, it's not one word. This aj'al is fail amr. Because of this sukoon, you can see that it is amr. Aj'al, it is fail amr. And inside of it, there is a built-in file anta. And then this ni is an attached pronoun. And whenever pronoun is attached with the fail, we always say that this pronoun will be called maf'ul. Okay, so this ni part is the attached pronoun maf'ul part, right? And after that, you have the word mukima. Let's translate it as well to understand the text. Ya Rabbi, O my master, aj'al, you make me, you make me. Now think about this. If you say you make me, the question is, you make me what? And even when you say you make, still the question is, you make what? So you make me. Okay, and then you make me what? You make me muqima salati. And that is the reason that you have this muqima in nasab status. Why? Because it was going to play the role of another maf'ul. Why? Because it is answering the question of what. So Rabbi Jalni, oh my master, you make me what? Muqima, establisher. Muqima literally means establisher. As-salati. You see in jar status, and before as-salati, there is no jar. So we will say that this muqim as-salati, the whole thing will into the bucket of second maf'ul. Why? Because they are connected to each other, being mudaf and mudaf ilay. Muqima is the mudaf part, and as-salati is the mudaf ilay part, and the whole thing muqim as-salati will go into the bucket of maf'ul number 2. So ni was maf'ul number 1 and muqim as-salati maf'ul number 2. Oh my master, you make me the one who establishes the salah. Did you notice that I translate like a verb? But do you know as a student that it was muqim as-salati is a noun. But this is just like problem of translating from one to other language. Okay. So it literally means, oh my master, you make me establisher of the prayer. And that will be correct. But just to make it a bit nice, we say that, oh Allah, you make me the one who establishes the prayer, right? And then we have this wow, which is ataf. It is conjunction. Min is a jar part. And because of min, zurriyati is the majroor part. So min zurriyati is a jar majroor part. And we all know that jar majroor is called muta'alliq, and in this case muta'alliq will fail. And which fail? This one, aj'al, because aj'al was a fail, and this min zurriyati is muta'alliq will that fail. Min is the jar part and zurriyati is the majroor part. But at the same time, don't forget that majroor part itself is a mudaf ilay. Zurriya, zurriyata, and e. Zurriyatan, because the actual word is zurriyatin. Because of the min, it has gone into just so zurriyatin and ye are combined, it became zurriyati. So don't forget that this majroor part, zurriyati part, is also itself a mudaf and mudaf ilay construction. Okay, now just one point that what this wow is connecting this next thing to. Look at this one. When you said that, oh my master, you make me establisher of the prayer and from my progeny. And from my progeny. Okay. From my progeny, what? You are saying that, oh Allah, from my progeny also make the establisher of the prayer. Okay. So which means that this min zurriyati is actually connected to this. Please pay attention. It is this wow is connecting min zurriyati part here. Because, oh Allah, you make me and my progeny establisher of the prayer. So this was just a side point just to understand, because whenever wow connects something with the previous, it's always a good exercise to see that where this wow is connecting this part to. And when you translate it, you can better feel that this wow is connecting means zurriyati part with the ni part, which means that, oh Allah, you make me and my progeny establisher of the prayer, okay, or the one who establishes the prayer. Okay, now inshallah, if there is any question, you can ask. Rabbana wa taqabbal dua. Now, once again, we don't need to go into too much details of Rabbana, because we know this part already, that Rabbana, this Rabbana part is munada. Munada means the one being called, and at this place there is a employed ya. And because Rabbana is mudaf ilay, and whenever your munada is mudaf ilay, that's the reason that Rabba has gone into nasab status. Okay, so Rabbana is munada, and that's it. And then this wow is again, understand one point, inshallah we'll discuss very soon at this point in detail, because not every single wow is ataf. Don't forget this point. Okay, but most of the time, yes, wow is ataf, but don't forget as a conceptual point that wow is not just ataf. Wow can play other roles as well. But here again, and by the way, sometimes these roles are arguable as well. For example, if you consult one book of the Arab or grammatical analysis, they can call wow as wow of conjunction, and other book might call it that this wow is wow of istinafia, which means it is a new sentence is starting, it's not connected to the previous one. Inshallah, we'll discuss these things. I just wanted to throw into discussion that we don't lose sight of this technical point, that not every wow is conjunction. But here this wow has been called as wow of atifa. Wow atifa, or wow of ataf. So why? Because this wow is actually connected to this previous thing. That, oh our master, now what you are saying to takabbal dua. So takabbal, once again, this takabbal is fail amr. And it has a built-in file anta. And look at this one. If you say takabbal means accept. Okay, you accept. Please pay attention. Inshallah, this will give you some insight that how you get to the proper label of a word. If you say takabbal, you accept. Oh Allah, you accept. Okay, isn't it a question that accept what? Right? Accept what? Dua, my supplication. Now we all know as the student of grammar that the answer of what, yes, the answer of what, if the answer of what is given in one word, that has to be nasab status. We all know this rule. And dua is one word, and it is a ism. So if, why is it that it says Rabbana taqabbal du'a'i instead of saying Rabbana taqabbal du'a? Because that's the right word, du'a. Actually, same thing has happened here as well. And today, alhamdulillah, we have seen two examples of this. As we saw this example here, same is happening here. This was actually a mudaf ilay construction, as this was mudaf ilay rabba plus ya. Okay, and then this ya was removed and this ba was given kasra. Same thing happened here in this case as well. In this case, okay, it was dua a plus ye, which means that it was dua ye, my dua, my dua. Okay, so same thing has been done, that this ya has been removed and this is given a kasra, and this kasra is just to capture this idea that there you have to understand that there's a ya here, but that has been removed. Now you may be thinking that why is it that sometimes words are removed like happening here as well? Actually, you know, this is more of that what is easy on the tongue to pronounce. Sometimes to make things easy on the tongue to pronounce, this thing of shortening is done, but still you can see there is a method involved. It's not just a randomly chopping off the word. You can clearly see that in both cases, what is the method involved? When ye is removed, the previous word which has fatha, it has been given kasra, as rabba was became rabbi, and dua has made duai. Inshallah, because you have seen this first time, and from now on, inshallah, you'll be able to see this point. Okay, so don't we will not forget this point, that this dua, this word dua, it is actually dua. This word is duai, mudaf ilay, but it is still playing the role of maf'ul. There is no change in the label. It was just change in the way it was written. Maf'ul. Okay, so du'a is maf'ul. So taqabbal literally mean accept. Okay, du'a'i, my dua. Oh, our master, you accept my dua. This is the literal translation. Oh, our master, you accept my dua. Now, inshallah, if there is something you want me to explain further, please go. Rabbana, again, no need to say that it is simply munada. And there's an implied ya here. And that is why this Rabba is in the substatus. And then ighfir. Ighfir and li. Again, ighfir is amr, which has a built-in file anta. And li is a jar majroor fragment, lam and ye. So it will be muta'alliq bil fail. Which fail? Ighfir. And then this waw is connecting the next part with the previous part. As in this case, we saw that, oh Allah, you make me and you make my zurriya. Here, oh Allah, you forgive me. Okay. Wali walidayya. Again, this lam is jar. And this walidayya, as I said here, that this is a jar majroor. Li itself is a jar majroor construction. Lam is the jar part and ye is the majroor part. Then this lam again is the jar part. And the next whole thing, walidayya is the majroor part. Inshallah, we analyze the walidayya part, but for now, lam is the jar part and walidayya is the majroor part, right? Okay, so which means that this waw has connected this part with this part. So these are the two parts connected through the waw. Oh Allah, ighfir, you forgive, li, for me. It literally means for me. Waw and li, for walidayya. Now it literally means my two parents. And I show you that this walidayya is actually a mudaf ilayh construction in the same way as zurriyati was mudaf ilayh. It was actually, please pay attention. If I want to make a mudaf ilayh fragment for my parents, okay? So we all know that for the pair, we use the word walidani. Okay, walidani plus ye. Okay, walidani plus ye. Okay, now, but because you see this lam, walidayya, wali, li, there was a jar. And when it is walidani, what is the jar form of walidani? Walidaini. So which means that it was actually walidaini. Walidaini plus ye, right? And what we know from the rule, when you make a mudaf ilayh construction, you have to, it is the condition. Mudaf has two conditions. It must not have alif lam and it must be light, which means that you have to remove this noon, right? So it became walidai plus ye. You see, walidai plus ye. And when this ye and this v is combined, it becomes walidayya. It was waliday plus yi. Okay, so waliday plus yi. The last two yas are combined. It became walidayya. Okay, so and lam was jar part. Walidayya is the majroor part, but walidayya itself is a mudaf ilayh construction. But walidayya will also be called muta'alliq. Muta'alliq will fail. So you have muta'alliq number 1 and muta'alliq number 2. So Rabbana, O our master, ighfirli, you forgive me and my parents. This will be a smooth translation. From a literal point of view, if you go, O our master, you forgive for me or to me and to my parents. Okay, now last point is that why this, because walid, we all know that walid means father. Okay, if I say walidani, it means two fathers. So where is mother? So this is something common in the Quran. When Quran refers as two walid, like walidani or walidaini, okay, it is actually referring to two parents, both of the parents. For example, as you see in the Quran, abaukum, it literally means your forefathers, right, or your fathers, but it has inside of it mothers as well. Anybody who has passed our parents, they are called forefathers. Even in the English language, we call them forefathers, even though we know that those who have passed away, they have mothers as well. So this is something you can say the normal, in any language. So don't forget this, that walidani literally means two walid, okay, but it means here parents. Now, inshallah, any question about this ayah? This vow is telling you, this vow, that it is connected with the previous one, which means that after this vow, you got this part 1 of connection, and after this vow, this whole thing is part 2 of the connection. Okay, and what was this one? This was muta'alliq. Now, instead of saying that walidayya, li walidayya is muta'alliq, you will combine them both, and together you can call them muta'alliq. Why? Because they are connected to each other. So basically, this part and this part, they are connected. That is the overall picture. Now, inside of this connection, again, lam is the jar part and mu'minina is the majroor part. Jar and majroor. Yawma. Look at the status of yawma in nasab status, right? Which means that this yawma is going to play the role of maf'ul, because it is connected to this fail, this one. Okay, that yawma is connected with the maf'ul for ighfir. Okay, because you remember we said that the question of what, why, when, oh Allah, forgive me and my parents and to the believers, when? Yawma yakumul hisab, when the hisab will be established. So which means that yawma was maf'ul, but yawma is connected to yakumul hisab. Why? Look at this one. Yawma yakumul hisab, day of establishment of hisab. Pay attention. Day of, which means that this yawma part is playing the role of, and it always plays the role of special mudaf. Okay, and what is coming after this one is mudaf ilay. It is mudaf ilay. Inside of mudaf ilay, yakumu fil mudare, al hisabu rafa status. In jumla failure, yakumu was a fail, so this al hisabu will become the outside file for yakumu. Why? Because yakumu has a built-in file. What is that? Huwa. That huwa will be cancelled. Al hisabu will become the file. So if you simply say yakumu means he establishes or he will establish. If you say yakumul hisabu, hisab will establish, accountability, reckoning will establish, right? So yawma, please pay attention. Yawma was the maf'ul. That is one thing. But yawma is connected to yakumul hisab. Why? Because yawma and yakumul hisab, they are connected through of. Okay, and inside of mudaf ilay part, pay attention, last point, inside of mudaf ilay, you got a complete sentence. Yakumul hisabu is a complete sentence. So complete sentence play the role of mudaf ilay. And this is something which we have seen in the past as well. Okay, so in a bigger picture, let me just put it here. In a bigger picture, this was fail amr, and it has file anta. Okay, and this was muta'alliq number 1, and this and this are combined through this. So we call both of them together as muta'alliq number 2. So, O our master, forgive me and forgive my parents and to the believers, Yawma yakumul hisab, when reckoning will be established. Or you can literally say on the day of reckoning, on the day of establishment of reckoning, or on the day when reckoning will be established. You can call it either way, but you need to understand that what